share a recipe with you for Oreo cookie fudge. Sounds yummy, doesn't it? All right, so this looks like a lot of ingredients, but there's really not. It's just I already have it separated so that you can see exactly what we need. Let's start. The first thing you need is some white chocolate chips, okay? So just, this is the premium Toll House Nestle chocolate chips, so yummy, yummy. A stick and a half of butter, so it's like 12 tablespoons of butter. You need the marshmallow cream. This is a 7-ounce jar container of marshmallow cream. And then you need evaporated milk. Make sure it's the evaporated milk and not the condensed milk. And you probably could get away with the smaller can. I just picked up evaporated milk, not really sure how much I needed for the recipe, but you only need 5 ounces, so you could probably make the smaller can work. So 5 ounces of the evaporated milk. You need Oreo cookies crushed up, okay? So what I did was I just used like 23 cookies. It comes out to 2.5 cups. And then I just cut them in fourths, turn them around, and cut them in fourths again. You need 2 cups of granulated sugar, and then you're gonna use 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right, so there's one more thing that we actually wanna do before we start cooking, and that's to go ahead and get an 8x8 pan. And this one's just a glass pan. And what you wanna do is you wanna put parchment paper in here. Now parchment paper, I don't know if you've ever used it, but it is definitely different than wax paper. It's kind of the same thing except for wax paper has wax and parchment paper doesn't. But it's kind of hard to get it fitted in there perfectly. So I usually spray it in order to help keep it in place and then just stick the parchment paper in here. All right, so I'm ready to start cooking. I want to go ahead and put in 3 ingredients, and that is my butter, my sugar, 2 cups of sugar. So remember it was the 12 tablespoons, a stick and a half of butter, and then 2 cups of sugar. And then the other thing that I want to put in is my 5 ounces of evaporated milk. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on to medium, and then I'm going to stir it a little bit to make sure that it all kind of gets mixed together. So you just want to keep stirring until the butter melts. Okay, once the butter melts, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it up a little bit higher, kind of to a medium high, and I'm going to be watching for it to start bubbling. My mixture is just starting to bubble right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. Have my timer set for 4 minutes, and I'm going to just go ahead and let it cook and keep stirring as it is cooking. And you can see it's boiling pretty good right now, so just keep stirring. And I kind of need to be ready, so after the 4 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients, so need to just kind of be prepared for that. I love making fudge, but one of the hardest things about fudge is just standing here stirring and waiting, but the end result is always so delicious. Okay, so we have less than a minute to go, and you can see it's just really boiling up nicely. Still have it on medium high and stirring like crazy. It's really got this like puffy look to it, bubbly look to it, and I haven't even added the marshmallow cream yet. Okay, so my timer is going off now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stove, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this off of the heat. I've taken it off the heat, and I'm going to go ahead and stir in my chocolate chips and my marshmallow cream. The other thing I want to add is my 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, so there's 1 and there's 2. And then I need to hurry up and start stirring that up while it's still nice and hot. Make sure that you get it all mixed up really, really well. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do after you have it all blended together you want to go ahead and add the 2 cups of your Oreo cookies. You're going to save the other half a cup for the topping. Go ahead and then just lightly fold those in. Kind of get it all mixed up in there. Once you've got it all kind of blended together, it is pretty heavy, so my husband's job is always to pour it in for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that into the pan. You can see it comes out really pretty easy. Extra hand on this pouring it in is always really nice. Spread it out there, yummy, yummy. And then with that extra half a cup that you have, then just go ahead and sprinkle it on top. And I actually like to kind of pat it down a little bit so it goes in there. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down for a couple hours. All right, so my fudge has been sitting in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Had time to do my nails, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Now, when I mentioned spraying earlier, I sprayed the inside of the pan here. I didn't spray the parchment paper, okay? So that just made it really easy to pull out. And then I can just go ahead and remove this. And then it's just gonna make cutting it much easier. Okay, and then I can just use my big knife and I can just go ahead and cut just however. I usually like 1 inch by inch is good, but really whatever size you prefer. And if you think that it's just too soft, you can always put it back in the refrigerator if you need to. Cut your little sections. Alright, so I had a bandit sneak in and steal a piece of the fudge, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep on cutting the rest of this up. So there's my fudge. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So check out the links below. You can get the recipe, and I've also listed the ingredients, so hopefully you will enjoy. Super delicious. Thanks for watching.